Okay, here we have a spinning cone, which I believe is our universe, fabric of time and space. It's basically a real fabric, which is a spinning cone or a balloon, whatever. But the cone itself, the shape, if you have a spinning around the universe, um, creates a centrifugal force uh, that creates inertia. So basically, for example, this is our universe, for example, and normally objects traveling fast go this way, but if you have centrifugal force or spin, it tends to attaches to the side. If it was straight uh, vertical, it'll just stay straight over here to the vertical wall. But since this is has an angle, normally centrifugal force will push the universe to the side, or the fabric of time and space on the bottom, which is this side, and it'll take it upwards. So an object will be pushed to the side of the fabric of time, uh, which is gravity, pushing it back, and then since it's got an angle, like I said, it'll push it upwards. So it's actually pushing it toward the fabric of time, gravity, and then upwards. So here we have three dots representing three three galaxies, and each instead of going straight, but since it's not it's uh, like a cone shape, so each one's going to go straight in the direction they're going upwards, attached to the fabric of time by inertia slash gravity. So each one, as it separates, because the cone itself is actually not square or rectangular, but has a cone shape, and it's going to spread apart as it goes forward. That's why it's got a gap here, gap over here. So basically, the universe itself, well, basically here, the galaxies are they're spreading apart as they move forward. So that's why galaxies are separating. So that takes one stone with two birds. It eliminates what people believe it's antimatter, which does not exist. It's basically the same thing. It's inertia, gravity, because the cone-shaped universe or a balloon, it has an angle to it. So the galaxies are pushed to the bottom of the fabric of time and space, which is the side, which is we call as gravity. So basically, the concept here says centrifugal spin by acceleration creates inertia, which is the mysterious force that creates gravity and mass. Anyway, so this is the universe, cone-shaped universe, and this is our galaxy. So first of all, the universe, or the fabric of time and space, spins, which creates centrifugal force, or G's, and that creates inertia and gravity. And then here on a smaller scale, we have our galaxy. So this is a universe. This is our galaxy. Galaxy also spins around the black holes, and also spins around the sun. So that also creates a centrifugal G-force spin. Okay, so that's on a smaller scale. Now we go smaller scale. The Earth spins around the sun. So that's also centrifugal force creating around the sun. So it's also G's. So that's on a smaller scale. Now we go for a smaller scale. The Earth is made of atoms, and in the atoms we have electrons also spinning around the atom, creating a centrifugal force or inertia spin. So we're going from large to smaller scale. Okay, so that's just my understanding of the universe. So here we have jump into a different subject on how to build a machine that creates a gravity on its own. See, this is a mass made of material that it's in these sections go north on top on the outside, and south in the middle. See the south. And then we have another ring outside. Also, the inside rings north and the outside rings south. Basically, as this thing spins either at the specific g-forces, you want to make sure this, because this mass is going to be spinning at high velocity and high g's, that you don't want this stuff flying off or peeling off with high g forces. You want to contain this material from flying off as it spins at high velocity. So to do that, you have an outside ring that contains this material, and you have an invisible force that pushes it in instead of coming out. It pushes it in while it gets its own gravity at a certain velocity or certain g forces. We don't know what that is, but at some point, instead of peeling off, it's going to create its own gravity, either one Earth, two Earth, and so on. And once it starts creating its own gravity, then I'll start pulling back its material, so you don't need this ring after that. But in the meantime, before you reach that, you do need this ring, because let's say this ring is magnetic north, and this ring is magnetic north, so it's pushing inside the material, so it's not allowed to go outside. So north and north will be pushing each other, and so it'll prevent from actually peeling off. Anyway, for example, 1 ton at 200,000 Gs, the 1 ton becomes 200,000 tons. Now, if this is spinning at 1 million Gs, then that 1 million Gs becomes 1 million tons. If this is spinning at 100,000, 100 million Gs, this becomes 100 million tons. Now, the reason I go with Gs is because if you start adding, saying RPMs and stuff like that, come on, people will not understand that. I mean, some of us will, but G's is a lot easier, because you're referring it to Earth gravities. One Earth gravity is 1 G, 2 Earth gravities 2 G's, and so on. So if you 100 pounds on 1 G, 2 G's will be 200 pounds, 3 G's will be 300, and so on. So that's easy to do the math and understand what the concept is. What you're trying to do is increase the mass of this 1 ton to whatever you want, either 200,000 tons or 1 million tons or 100,000. Oh, I'm sorry, 100 million tons with the g forces. So basically, mass will increase with inertia. Like I said, and electrons, mass is increased by velocity around the atom. So basically, any kind of inertia and spin, centrifugal force, whether it be an atom, rotation of Earth itself, the Earth around the Sun, rotation of our galaxy, and rotation of the fabric of time and space, or basically our universe, which is that. Everything spins. That spins. This spins. Around the Sun spins. Earth itself spins, and Earth's atoms spin. So everything has inertia. It's a sequence. And same thing with here, this machine. If you have inertia, object tends to go forward at high velocity, but if you have a spinning motion, instead of going forward, it will attach to the side, basically creating inertia. And it will attach to the side like this object here. I'll attach to a side because everything wants to go forward, but since it's spinning, what it does, it attaches to the side like gravity, and basically inertia creates gravity, or inertia is gravity. Anyway, I know this is a lot of stuff, but this is a machine creates its own gravity, and if you add more velocity, it could create an event horizon in theory and concept. So anyway, you guys enjoy.